Hello, this is Lorena and I'm back with another Duel Links video. I have consumed water, so let's proceed with the final 20 duels. I assume I will have to do more duels to unlock Luna, but at least I will not have to do 100 duels to actually unlock her a playable character. Yeah, this is going to be frustrating. You know, I wonder how frustrating it is how frustrating it will be in DM World. Like, what is with this? Why all the? Oh wait, there's a monster right there. But there were still a lot of spells in my hand. Like, hold on a second. Don't I have more monsters in this deck than spells? How come I'm drawing all of the spells? Like, how is that even possible? Like, drawing all of the spells. Dude, that makes no sense. Okay. That is the first time I have not activated that effect. Like, I usually do activate it. But I've got both monsters on the field and I don't want to get rid of... Yeah, okay, so what are you going to do? You say, it's interesting that I'm doing Yuze instead of anyone else. But I mean, he just happens to use the right gate color. Yeah, I really... Okay, well, I can just take him out with effect damage. I've taken him out with effect damage. Also, to level up the stage, I need to use a machine. I need to use only machines. And I'm like, I'm tired of making these decks that are only this type of monster. Well, like, my card collection isn't very impressive. Interesting. Special. Okay, I see. Well, this tells me how many duels I've lost as Leo. So let me do the math here for a second. This means I have lost 19 duels as Leo. Yeah, I've lost 19 duels as Leo. Yeah, that's nice. Although that definitely is a good milestone to reach, because it does mean I'm getting close. I mean, I bothered with a counter for 100 wins. That's not actually something I wanted to keep track of, but the game doesn't do it, so I had to do it for it. I had to do it myself, manually. And I mean, it's not actually that bad when you think about it. I mean, imagine if I was keeping track of that dueling assessment score in Arc 5 World. Like, I'm not that insane. I am not that crazy. But for 50 duels, 100 duels, I can be that nuts. Okay, he's ending his turn. Well, it's nice that you've ended your turn, so I'm going to... Dude, I don't need to activate either of these. You know, of all the characters that I had to unlock in DM World, I think Odeon is probably the easiest. And now I'm not saying that he will actually be the easiest. I'm just saying of all the requirements needed to unlock other characters, he doesn't seem to have as many things that I have to do. Now, because he is potentially difficult, I do think that it's going to be hard to use all of those traps. Like, seriously, 10. What does that mean for actually dueling against him? Yeah, I'm not sure if I want to know. Yeah, I'm not sure if I want to know. But I do want to unlock him. Okay. This is madness. This is very mad. Okay, I've got 18 wins left. I'm still trying to think about what's right for National Novel Writing Month. Because it's coming up next month and I am going to do that. I'm going to do that again. I want to maintain my winning streak for just a bit longer. Yeah, for just a bit longer. I mean, one day I'm not going to be able to do National Novel Writing Month. I mean, maybe I'll outgrow it at some point. Where are you? Well, I'm surprised he's out there. Dude, he's even at the same level I was going to duel at the gate. I've got no new strategies since we last dueled 5 seconds ago. Yeah, since we last dueled 5 seconds ago. Let's just pretend Leo can shuffle his deck in 5 seconds. I am actually very bad at shuffling decks. Do I need to look at how many monsters are in this deck? Do I need to look at how the ratios are? Because this is the weirdest. I don't even know what's going on here, but I have to look at the ratios in a second. So I'm going to write myself a note. Look at the ratios of this deck. Okay, I have written down to look at the ratios of Leo's deck. In a place where I will see it. Although I haven't lost because of the ratios yet, but that's probably because I end up drawing all of the spells in the deck. But I'm just surprised at how I can just start the duel with it. Like, dude, are you serious? That's just crazy. Okay, I'm going to activate Lightning Vortex, and Polymerization is going to be discarded. I'm going to attack you directly and hope I win. And I win! That's fantastic. So this actually isn't at the gate. So I had to count it as the at the usual win counter, obviously. And I had to look at the ratios. Okay, so let me look at the ratios. Because I just want to be like, how do I keep drawing these? This is ridiculous. I have a rare ticket. I don't really benefit much from normal and rare tickets. Those tickets are, well, I don't benefit much from them. You guys are distracting me, aren't you? Like, you guys are doing this on purpose. Supreme King, stop. I mean, sure, it's an evil. Sure, the Supreme King is the darker version of Jaden, but it's still Jaden, right? So he must have some weird tendencies, even if we don't see them. Ugh. He must really enjoy seeing me duel against these guys. To be fair, that's probably why he sent them in. I mean, to be fair, if I was an evil person out to rule everything, I'd probably do the same thing. yeah, I'm over here. Yeah, I'd probably do the same thing. Well, I'm not saying I'm better than the Supreme King. I'm just saying, can you stop doing this to me? Because these wins don't count. And he's probably like, I don't care. Yeah, he doesn't care. He obviously doesn't care because this keeps happening. And obviously, this is my imagination's interpretation of what's happening. I know it's the programming of the event. But again, imagination, it rules all. Are you kidding me? Is he going to lose this? Okay, well, he didn't lose so far. I will say that I still love the theme of the castle. It is very... Oh my god, really? Okay, fine. That isn't even my main deck. Although, I'm going to be honest, I lost against the Supreme King quite a bit. I don't know how many attempts it was, but it was quite a bit. Yeah, imagine losing to your darker self. Yeah, seriously. And losing that often. Yeah, I was using elemental heroes versus the evil heroes. And there was this entire exchange between Jaden and Supreme King Jaden where Supreme King Jaden is like, I will show you the power that comes from embracing your darkness. And I'm like, okay. Well, I'm still going to kick your ass. I mean, honestly. And he destroyed me like at least 5 times. Yeah, at least 5 times. I wasn't actually keeping track. Keeping track would have been easier than this, but I didn't need to keep track. I just kept going. And I didn't bother trying to duel as anyone else either. I'm just like, this is the deck I've been using for the entire event. I may as well keep doing it. But also, I was just stubborn. I was like, I can win against him with this deck. I just had to prove it. And then I won. But dear God, was it a pain. So, Jaden is a pain so that's one thing that stays true. Dueling Jaden is a pain. But dueling his darker version is also a pain. Yeah, still Jaden again. Though we only see him when he's being evil, so I have no idea of what his other... I have no idea how he's... I mean, again, I don't really see Jaden like that. It's hard to picture that as an actual version of him. But that's an actual version of him. It's there. It's established as canon. Okay. Well, now, okay. I'm so very close. So very close and yet so far. Dude, I'm acting like I'm in the desert or something. I mean, to be fair, I'm certainly not acting like I'm not in the desert. I mean, I should be drinking more water than I'm drinking. I mean, obviously, I'm not drinking enough water. Anyway, there's actually another PvP event coming out soon. And I'm just like, dude, I didn't do that great during the KC Cup. Why would I want to? And what I'm actually thinking, do I have a better deck now than I did during the KC Cup? Am I better now? And my brain is just like, not really. I mean, in my brain, that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking I'll probably win around the same amount. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to summon this card. Yes, I'm summoning this card. It is a very lovely card, I must say. And I am going to summon this card. I forgot to check the ratios. I blame the Supreme King for this. I can't just say I blame Jaden for this, but I don't know. It's like, dude, it's not even the, I don't know, it's hard. I mean, sure, I could, but there's really not much point. I mean, then I'd have to clarify which Jaden I'm talking about. I would be like, I blame Jaden for this, and it's like, which one though? And that is why I specify the Supreme King. I blame him for this. I have to check the ratios after this duel. Okay. Well, I won at the gate. Now I'm going to check the ratios. And I know that I've got more monsters in this deck than spells. Because that was intentional. I don't remember what the intention was or why, but it was intentional. Something about, I think, not using traps. Yeah, I think that's what it was. Something about not using traps. And this deck, and Yusei was originally using this deck before I destroyed it. Okay, and he doesn't have a skill set. The reason he doesn't have a skill set is, well, the skills he does have probably do not synergize with this deck at all. I'm pretty confident they don't. Okay. So, I'm looking at this. Okay, ratios. Actually, now that I look at this, there are quite... The spells actually do seem to make up about half of the cards in this deck. So that's not too much of a surprise now that I see the ratios. I'm not sure I need 2 polymerizations though. And I can just put another monster in the deck. Yeah, I'm just gonna put another monster in the deck. Let me see if I can find one that I want to use. And I'm just going to put a level 4 there, like whichever level 4 comes up and I think it's good to use. Okay, honestly, I should put this card in the deck. I love that card. I mean, obviously, I probably love it too much, but that card is awesome. I love it. And apparently, a lot of other people love the card as well because I've seen it everywhere. I mean, it's basically why I wanted the card so much. But it's also not just that. It's just the fact that, well, sure, a lot of people love this card. But while people are over here loving the card, well, I mean, I use a bunch of cards that I just like. And I think it's very interesting. I think it's very interesting when I use cards that are... I think it's very interesting when I use cards that aren't very popular, but... I mean, actually, no, I think it's interesting when I end up using cards that are that see a wide amount of views. Because it ends up telling me that I love this card, but it's also going to torture me. Yeah, pretty much like that. And during the Supreme King event, one of my favorite archetypes is doing that. Yeah, I do admit that's kind of funny to me. Yeah, I'm going to admit that it is funny to me that is a thing. I was not clear, was I? I don't think the text went through. Obviously it didn't go through. I know why now. Okay, yeah, I'm putting 2 Neos in the deck for no reason. And I'm going to put another Ancient Rules in the deck for no reason. Because I've got a 3rd one. Okay, so the deck now has more monsters in it. I could probably put another Polymerization back in, but, what can I even make? Well, I've got Neos, I don't know. I've got some fusions in the deck that I can make, but I guess I'm just curious. I'm going to see if I can... Hold on, let me see. I just want to know. While I'm grinding the rest of these, is it possible for me to make Elemental Hero Core in this deck? I mean, I just want to know. I know it is the weirdest thing to say, but, what? Did I just stop? No. Put it back. Yeah, I didn't mean to do that. Okay. Well, my deck is set now. Although I should probably look at those skills. I'm sure there are some generic ones. If there are any generic ones, then I can just use those. This is the only new one I don't know anything about. Okay, return up to 2 cards. Okay. And then, well, this is, I'm going to use this one, I guess. It's not a deck, I mean, it's not a card that I think I'll use much. I mean, I don't think the ability will see much use, but we'll see. There is one equipped card in the deck. So there is that, but there's only one. So it's a very situational card. And do I think it's worth using that skill? No, not really. I probably will never use it. So let's go back in. I've got 15 more wins to get as far as what I've calculated. I have something else in this deck compared to what I had before. I wanted mostly monsters in this deck because I'm starting to think that's a better idea. I'm starting to think you want more monsters than you want spells and traps. And I think that the amount of effects for monsters these days is basically the contribution for that. That's probably why I'm saying this right now, because there are a bunch of ways to special summon monsters, and there are a lot of monsters that can just negate spells and traps, and even effects from other monsters. So you don't really need as many spells and traps. And traps, you don't even see as many of those around anymore. Because they suck now. Yeah, they suck now. Although I still love traps. It's just putting them face down is, I don't really like having to do that, because when I put them face down, that means I have to wait a turn to use it. But before I can use the trap, it could be destroyed. Because it had to be put face down in order for me to be able to use it in the first place. And I've heard some talk about hand traps having use. I haven't used many of those, but I've heard of them. so I'm at least familiar with the fact they exist. So, I mean, I'm still learning. I just got back into the card game recently, so, yeah. Okay. Wow. Well, he's almost lost, so, I can just wait. I can wait. I don't think he's going to do anything super insane at just level 10. Yeah, just level 10. I'm actually trying to keep the duelists as easy as possible for as long as possible. Now, why am I trying to do this? Well, I want all the duelists to eventually be around the same kind of level. That same kind of level is around 20 or so. I think 20 is a good milestone to have every duelist reach at some point. But even then, I'm just like, well, I need the card pool. So, first of all, the number of cards I've got are still limited. And I don't really want things to get too hard too quickly. But I also don't know what makes the duelist harder, so there's that as well. But that's fine, that's fine. If the duelists become level 20 or so, I can probably handle that. And ideally, my deck should be getting better as I level up duelists. I mean, obviously, why would you go around unlocking duelists and not level them at any point? I mean, I realize that I actually have been unlocking characters more than I've been leveling them, but that is going to change. It will definitely change around the point where I've run out of characters to unlock. And obviously, the exceptions will be the event exclusives that still have not been released. But as far as leveling up characters goes, I'm unlocking characters first and leveling second. But the protagonists are they're pretty much a requirement of a lot of missions, which means I do end up leveling them quite a bit. Though I don't have to level up Jaden as much, but I kept doing it because I ended up realizing I'm actually good at playing his deck. And I'm still like, I mean, you have to imagine that I'm not actually that big on the whole hero theme of the deck. I've never been that big on heroes to begin with. So, yeah, there is that. I've always been more of an antagonist, villainous person because I just prefer antagonists and villains. Now, there are exceptions, and Yummy America is one of them, obviously. Rex Goodwin is another one of them, obviously. So, there are definitely exceptions, and I don't just like anyone for being a villain. And I can definitely like a protagonist, and I can like characters, and I can want protagonists to win. I'm generally, I'd like to say I've got a well-rounded list of favorite characters. But, I mean, you can definitely see themes when you see that list. Yeah, you can definitely see some themes when you see that favorite character list. I mean, if you want to know my top 10 favorite characters, well, first I would have to have Google Chrome open, and second, I would need to refer to this list. I can write the list down, but is anyone actually curious? I think most of the characters on there are from this franchise, but I also can't remember. I can't remember for sure. So I've got Neos in my hand. Yeah, I've got him in my hand a lot. I mean, I think I only have 2 in this deck, right? But you know, I think the main reason that I vibe with the Elemental Hair deck is I think probably I'm not actually that antagonistic or villainous myself. That's probably why. But I mean, I've got my darker side, just like anyone else does, obviously. I'm just not that bad when it comes to that side of myself. And now that's also because I'm in touch with that side of myself, like, heavily. Okay, I thought I won 89 times, but that is not true. I am keeping track of the wins that I've seen, and I can remember, and I know I've seen. So, there are 12 wins left to get. Based on my calculations, which are probably wrong. I'm expecting to be a bit wrong there, but being wrong is for a higher cause. Yeah, you guys don't really need to know what that means. I don't even need to know what it means. Okay, you know, I was doing a tarot reading earlier today on why I keep feeling like I have to upload to this channel. And the most interesting part about that entire reading was no swords showed up. And I was like, interesting. I get a lot of source cards, and I've been talking a lot, so I'm like, interesting there are no swords there. Especially considering all the characters I've been roasting. But then I'm like, well, considering the game I'm playing, well, I can't say I'm operating entirely from logic and reason. Some of my moves are incredibly stupid. And I definitely do not think most of my decisions in this game are entirely logical to begin with. I mean, it's a card game. It's an RNG card game. But I like to pretend that I've got some skill. Yeah, I like to pretend I've got some skill. Well, I do have some skill, or I wouldn't be up at silver. I wouldn't be silver rank. I wouldn't have duelists that sometimes turn hurt to me. So I do have some skill. And when Brains World gets released, I'm hoping I'm a much better duelist at that point. I also hope I'm not as much like Yusaku at that point. Because I like Yusaku, but I don't think I should relate to him for negative reasons. Yeah, I mean, I do like his personality generally, and he is my favorite protagonist so far. But also, I relate to him for reasons that I wish I didn't. Let's just say that. I'm definitely in the minority there. Now, before Brains was released, my favorite protagonist was Yusei. But it didn't feel like a true favorite protagonist. It just felt like he was there because the true favorite protagonist hadn't shown up. And in episode 1, Yusaku was saying some stuff, and I was like, okay, this is my favorite protagonist already. Yes, just in episode 1, I was like, okay, this is my favorite immediately. And I mean, a lot of people can criticize Yusaku for many things, but I'm also going to say this. He did lose quite a bit. And to say that, oh, he lost nothing. I mean, obviously, he didn't lose any duels, but when you consider what he did lose, were those wins worth it? And what is his mental state like? You don't get to see that. You just know that he hasn't been seen or heard from in quite some time. So does that mean he's in a healthy mindset? Is he doing something productive? Or what? Like, my brain goes to some very dark places with that. But I also believe that I'm actually starting to hope that the end of Reigns is a reference to Duel Links. That's my imagination. I'm probably wrong. That's never happening. But in my head, that's what I wish is the case. Yeah, in my head. Okay, just 10 wins. Just 10 wins left. Okay. Give me a second. I need to prepare myself for these last 10 wins. I'm going to actually be honest. I don't mind that Yusaku didn't lose any duels. I actually do not mind. And now, is it weird that he lost no... Oh, wow. That's very far from the margin of error. That is very far from the margin of error. I've won 100 duels using Leo. My counter says 90. And the margin of error is 3. So, how did I get those other ones? I'm just curious because I don't know. I don't remember how I got them. But I am glad that I've got them now because Luna has been unlocked. Thank goodness, thank goodness. I can finally work on her. Now let's see how difficult that is. I'm sure I will still be playing Luna for this, but sure. Okay, I had to wipe off my glasses for a second. So give me a moment to do that. Okay. Wow, so this is Duel Links. It looks super realistic. I know you're here, Leo. You can't sneak away from me. Leo spends all his time here, like every second. Is this place really that fun? I guess I'll find out. Yes. At last. She is the last duelist I can unlock for right now. Okay. I have to play as Leo and win duels against Luna at level 30 in duel. Okay. Perform 1 synchro summon in 1 duel against Luna. Use level 3 or lower monster cards 3 times in 1 duel using Leo. Use a level 3 or lower monster card 3 times in 1 duel. There is a bit of a conflict there. The conflict is I don't want to, but I'll do it. Yeah, the conflict is I don't want to. And now, what I'm doing actually is I'm going to put some cards in the deck that fulfill those requirements. Okay, so what I'm going to do is take out some of the monsters in this deck. Dude, well, I've already got a tuner. Well, I already need a tuner right off the bat. I've got it. I actually have a synchro monster in this deck. Well, anyway, I'm going to take out some cards. So I can put some weaker cards in here. Now they are all going to be tuners. All of them. So, they're going, hold on. I don't need 3 blue eyes. I have to take one out. Rest in peace. My brain, rest in peace. And I don't need this. I don't need 3 of those. So give me a second while I get some tuners. And now Rose is level 4, so that's not 3 or lower. I actually want more copies of Warrior. I mean, I actually want more copies of Rose. Because she's my favorite tuner. At least of the ones that I know about. Yeah, at least of the ones I know about. Okay, so level 3. I'm going to look up some tuners for these. No, actually level 1s and level 2s. And I want them all to be tuners. And to be honest, I really cannot justify keeping some of these cards in my deck. Maybe these. I don't know. I'm gonna put another synchro monster in this deck. Just because I'm going to be coming out with a lot of tuners. Yeah, I'm getting a lot of tuners. Okay, give me a second to think. I mean, I need enough level 3 and lower monsters to know that I actually will use them. Okay, what's this? And why is it limited? Or do I want to know? Well, I probably don't, but, I'm just gonna look through here and see what I can use. There is one specific... Okay, well that's level 1. The ones I'm looking for really... I mean, yeah. Although I guess I can put this card in there. I mean, if all I need is that one in order to make the synchro monster I want. I'm going to take out some cards I don't particularly think I care about as much. So I can make room for some synchro monsters. Because it is time. Yes, it is time. Alright, so I've got level 3s. I mean, I've got 1 level 3, I've got 1 level 2, I've got 1 level 1. So 3, 2, 1, I've got plenty. So I should do so I should be okay. And now let me think about the synchro monsters I should use. Now those are going to be harder to figure out because I'm going to be thinking about the combinations that show up the most. And now usually level 8s are a safe bet. But I'm not actually sure in this case because it would take some thinking to actually know for sure. So level 8s are usually a safe bet. But I also need to think about, well, what if I can't make a level 8? What if I can make something out of lower one? Okay, so the level 3 can make a level 8. So Cyber Dragon, and what if 7? Okay, so I'm thinking 1 at level 7. And I think that's about as high as I need to consider. Level 7s, and level 8s. I think that's the most that I benefit from considering. Yeah, I think I can look at level 6s too, just in case. But in terms of what's significant enough to put in the deck, I should prioritize level 7s and level 8s. Definitely level 8, surprisingly. hold on a second. I did not specify synchros. Okay, so what am I going to use it? Okay. I want to put this card in the deck. And this card is going to be there too. And but this is really insane. Hold on a second. Well, I don't really have any other synchro monsters right now that I really want in the deck. But this is a pretty decent... Oh. Oh, I see. This one is actually pretty decent. If the circumstances allow it, I can try to summon that. But I mean, I probably don't need it. Okay, so this is my deck. I have 20 monsters and 10 spells. Talk about a massive synergy there. So let's take a look. Well, yeah, so I'm going to look at Luna's missions one more time before I start doing her. But I have updated my deck as appropriate. Okay. So I have to beat her at level 30. 3 times. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to fight her 3 times at level 30. And I'd be surprised if I honestly needed to duel her at an easier level. Okay. Interesting. Well, she doesn't seem that difficult to duel against, to be honest. What? Did I really just say that? I've forgotten her deck entirely. But I know she can probably pack a punch. Wow. And now this is the dialogue that I think I've been expecting. This dialogue right here, it's like my imagination playing out. Leo. Go, Luna. I didn't know you were here. You can't keep secrets from me. I always know what you're up to. Aw, I wanted to surprise you after I became the Dual World King. Dual World King? You? You? You're so funny, Leo. It's nothing to laugh about. But then let's duel. If you can't defeat me, it's impossible to be Dual World King. It's not impossible. It's possible. I'll be king. The greatest king ever. Dude, you're like 10. You aren't going to be the greatest king ever. Although I do happen to know that, yeah. Now, you can save that speech until after you win. I do happen to know there have been some pretty young... I happen to know there have been some pretty young kings in history, but, even then, there were probably people helping. Like, a child should not be running an entire country. A child probably doesn't even have the attention span to run an entire country. Let's just say that. Okay, 3 spells. Are you serious? I have 20... Alright. You're on. Well, this is clearly not going to be one where I synchro summon. And definitely not one where I use level 3 or lower cards. But, I mean, I can do this as many times as it takes. You're lowering my life points? How rude of you. I need a blue eyes. Well, that is not a blue eyes, but that is enough. For me, that is. To synchro summon. Yes, that's right, I can actually synchro summon. Oh, I can synchro summon this as well. So I actually did synchro summon after all. That's a surprise, but you know. I put plenty of tuners in my deck. And I played a level 2 monster, so there's one of the level 3 or lower monsters. So 2 more of those. Okay. Okay. Dude, there are 20 monsters in this deck. Alright, oh wow, effect damage. Okay, well, I still need some more monsters. And I don't actually want to defeat her until I fulfill the other requirement. Then I just have to duel against her 2 more times. I see. What? I didn't see something good there. Just something about strong enough to... Okay, well I've got this enemy controller and you better not negate that. Although their attack, I kind of saw it coming, surprisingly, but that is also because of the equip spell. Obviously. I knew that she had it. I knew she would be getting it back. I've used that card before. But now, it's the only card in our hand. Because I believe it goes to the top of your deck. Yeah, it does. Okay, this is a level 3. So, this is it for now. Obviously, she can easily defeat my level 3 as soon as she gets a monster. And she has a monster. And now again, I'm trying to do some things, you know? Okay, this better not take a turn for the worst, let's just say that. Though that card goes to the top of the deck every time the monster it's equipped to goes through the graveyard. And that is one reason I have not used it. I mean, I don't even know if I've got it, but if I do have it, then there's a reason I've not used it. This is kind of stupid, to be completely honest. But it's less stupid without effect. So I summoned 2 3 or lower monsters. I don't think it's actually that bad to have those stay in your deck. I mean, this is Synchro. This is Synchro Central over here. Okay, so how did I do? Well, outside of the dueling assessment, that is. Wow, you're serious. Of course, I'm always serious. Seriously gonna be king. Yeah, you're too old. You're too young for that, dude. Well, it should be fun to see how far you get. What do you mean by that? Jack wants to be king too, right? Plus, you say. You think you can defeat both of them? Well, maybe not right now, but in time, definitely. Oh. Then good luck. I'll root for you, at least for now. What do you mean, for now? For now? Oh my god. Oh my god, that sick burn. Man, this is awesome. Okay, so I've got one thing left that I have to do. I had to win against her at level 30 2 more times. And I do not have any doubt in my soul that I can do it. No, you always complain when you lose. That sounds like Layla, alright. He's pretty typical for a child his age. Okay, this should be easy. I even drew in a quick card, so I can use my skill, even though it's probably not going to be very useful. Yeah, I don't think it's going to be very useful at all. Okay, what does that do though? You can discard, then destroy. Okay, interesting. No, I don't remember much about... What? Anyway. I know one of her synchro monsters and I don't want her summoning it. Anyway, I don't have to hold back anymore. So, after this, after I win against her, I should probably take a break and upload what I've already made. But it's going to be wild. Very wild. To pretty much, you know, to pretty much have only DM World left. And now, obviously, there are still some characters I haven't unlocked. But those, I can save those for later. Yeah, I can save those for later. Okay, and I don't need to keep track of my winning streak anymore. Winning streak? I mean my wins. Fairy's gift. Okay. Wow, you weren't lying when you said you improved. Seriously, wow. Oh my god. She roasts her brother hard. Until you, Leo? No way, because you always complain when you lose. Man, she's savage. Though, don't you expect siblings to be savage toward each other? I mean, that's kind of normal. Although there's also a baseline of normal with that. Like, there are cases where it surpasses normal. I've been on both sides of that equation. Yeah, I've been on both sides of that. It's not necessarily something I want to, I mean, it sucks, but it is what it is. And now, I hope I can just beat her 3 times in a row. But it would be nice if I drew a monster. Like, come on, there are 20 of them. There are 20 of them. How am I... Dear Lord, I still don't compute. I mean, the ratio is... I mean, there is a high chance of getting a monster more than a spell. And I keep drawing the spells. Like, what? Oh my god, is it that card? It is that card. Oh god, I did not want her summoning that. Although I actually don't know why. I didn't want her summoning that, but I didn't look at her effect. Yeah, sure. You can special summon one level 4 lower monster from your hand. You cannot conduct your battle. Okay. Well, there are not any field spells on the field unless you. Oh. You know, I really did not need this. I did not need this at all. But okay, sure. Man, that card is brutal. And I don't have a... I can't Synchro Summon any level 10s. Great. This is... bad. Yeah, this is bad, but, I mean, she is Savage, so I guess her deck needs to have some Savage stuff in it. Okay, well, it says that her usual attack is definitely lower than the Blue Eyes White Dragon, which I'm glad about. Because that means that I don't have to worry about that card anymore until... Something about until Luna brings it back. Please tell me she's not going to do that. I know my opponents have done that in ranked duels, but come on. Okay, another Blue Eyes. Okay, well I'm just going to keep attacking over and over. I don't really think Luna's going to bring her Synchro monster back, but I think at this point I'm just like, is my opponent going to do this? Because I'm almost thinking that something's going to happen, even if there's nothing that's going to happen. That says a lot about how many duels I've been having lately. Probably says a lot about maybe I should take a break. But we know how long those... We know how long my last breaks lasted. Like, Duel Links had to enter a maintenance period for me to stop playing it for even hours. Okay. Well, that should be 3 wins. Dude, are you serious? Just one more time? Okay, well... This is pretty much the weirdest timing ever. Well, next I'll be in DM World trying to unlock characters. So, I mean, I said I was going to do Arcana first. In one video at the very least. So, how is Leo going to do now? To be honest, I don't think I should auto-duel this. Actually, that's not too bad. Maybe it's okay. I was just worried for a second there. Because the AI can be very stupid. Although, I've made some very stupid moves. Yeah, that is no surprise to anyone. I mean, there is always misplays, no matter how good you are at this game. And if you told me you've never misplayed while playing this game, I would not believe you. Because even if you are at the very top, you are still facing tough opponents to maintain that position. Simply by maintaining that position, your competition keeps you having to fight to keep your place. And if you are fighting your way to stay at the top, then you can pretty much expect some mistakes. I mean, there are always going to be players that are close to your level. Okay, nice. Anyway, in this game, I don't really expect to get anywhere near the top. Ever. I mean, it doesn't even matter how good I ever get. It's just, I mean, the ones that spin the most are usually at the top. I mean, this is still a gacha game. Even though this card game itself runs off gacha logic. Yeah, that's just how it goes. Okay. So I've completed all character unlock missions for Luna. Nice. So let's see what she says when I unlock her. Everyone's fighting hard in this world, even Leo. But I... Huh? The mark of the Crimson Dragon. Luna. Ancient Fairy Dragon, why are you here when I don't have your card? What do you mean you don't have her card? You just played her. The mark of the dragon always binds us. The mark of the Crimson Dragon. Luna, don't you want to go in this world with your friends? But I have no reason to be here. It's not like I want to be king. But being here with your friends, isn't that reason enough? Well, when you put it like that, be strong, Luna. Be true to yourself, so that you can walk alongside, not behind, your companions. I do want to be here, to play and learn from my friends. We may go our separate ways someday, but I don't want that time to be now. Luna, your heart is what makes you strong. You've always given the spirit world your strength. And now it's time for us to repay the favor. Thank you, Ancient Fairy Dragon. I'll give it my all. I don't care about being the king like Leo. But I do want to grow stronger, and I'll be great if I can do it with my friends. But I do want to grow stronger, and it'll be great if I can do it with my friends. Luna unlocked. Nice. So that's everyone. So far, at least. Well, that's definitely very interesting. So with this, we have everyone unlocked in 5D's world that can be unlocked so far, which is the case in DX world as well, and Zexal world, and Arc 5 world. In Dark-Sided Dimensions, there are 2 left that I can unlock, but we don't care about those right now. So, I'm going to go to DM world next. And probably run out of keys, but, well, I had to do something with them. I'm going to have Yusei as the active character in this world. And now I'm going to DM world for the next video, where I will begin to unlock characters there. For now, this is the end of the video. And I will be back for DM world in just one moment. So that's it for now, guys. I can't believe I'm continuing to unlock characters after this. I am wild tonight. I mean, I'm wild all the time with this game, but whatever. Let's see how I do in DM world.